the camera or something to show you here or whatever. Okay, we are on the morning break of day 19 of the Undercover Policing Inquiry, Tranche 3, Phase 1. We have been listening to the very emotional evidence questioning of Sukhdev and Tish Reel. It is so far related to the disappearance and death of their son and brother, Ricky Reel, and the incredibly botched police investigation into that racist murder. I'm joined off camera by Alison from Police Spies Out of Lives.
Hi.
Yeah, we've got microphones now, so you're not seeing me doing all this, so it's not completely obvious she's here. What have you made of what we've heard?
I think I've got one thing to say, really. Well, I could say many things, but the overwhelming, apart from how painful it is to listen to, it's really painful.
Incredibly difficult. One of the worst.
Yeah, but in a way, I always think when we say things like that, it may be hard for us to listen to, but that's nothing compared to how hard it is for Sukhdev and Tish to speak about this. And so we have, anyway, so it's very painful. But what I keep coming back to is the fact that this would be really hard to listen to and really painful if it was an inquest into the murder, or it was an inquiry into the failed police investigation. That would be one thing. The fact that the reason that the family are having to listen to all this and speak about all this again, the reason for that is because they were spied on. In spite of how long we've been doing this and how involved we are, I cannot get my head around that. I'm really finding that element of it more so than perhaps because Sukhdev's more emotional than Baroness Lawrence was last week. But it's really, I just keep coming back to the fact that why are you having to retell this? Why are you... Oh, it's because you were spied on. And I can't... And again, the other bit of it, which is just really about me thinking about my own psychology, really. But I realise as well, I don't sit with sadness for very long or very easily. And it turns really quickly into anger. So I'm just so angry. I feel so incensed that they are being... I mean, I don't mean that by the inquiry. I think it's right that the inquiry is giving them the opportunity to talk. Obviously, it's right that we're hearing from them. But the fact that they need to be doing this is just ridiculous. The other bit that is totally ridiculous, which is about the inquiry, and given that they watch all of your stuff, I hope that they hear this. I'm sure there are other ways we could get this message out. The family are in that tiny... we're all in... If you haven't been here, there's you're in the inquiry hearing rooms, and then you come out to this pretty small kind of coffee space where there are lawyers and there are public gallery, and it's great that there's coffee and there's nice biscuits, and that's all good. But there's just no thought. It was the same in the inquiry hearing. There's not enough thought given to the people who suffered collateral intrusion at the result of these infiltrations. And so the family and relatives and close friends and supporters, I mean, people who've been involved in this in the Ricky Reel campaign from the outset, are kind of, we're all shuffling around in the public gallery about where we're going to sit. It's ridiculous that seats haven't been reserved for those people in advance, number one. And number two, that when we go out into the coffee break, Ricky's dad is standing and his sister's family are not being... The inquiry haven't thought enough about the people who are here, who were the so-called collateral intrusion.
Yeah, no, it is very frustrating with that thing. I mean,
it's such a small space. I mean,
it's tiny.
It's a small space. So then that throws it. That's about budgets and about what, because it used to be a bigger space and now we're in a much smaller space. So I kind of understand it, but we're back.
We are about to return in. Just to say very quickly, it is absolutely horrific what happens to the Reel family. The way in which the police investigation into Ricky's murder was botched repeatedly, time after time. The second post-mortem, which was done without the consent of the family, the ripping off of his skin, and then the photographs being sent to the Sunday Times after the police officer who was investigating it wanted his side of the story, felt personally aggrieved that his version wasn't believed at the inquest. He stole the photographs, took them home, never faced any punishment for that. It's just appalling. We're about to go back in. Should be starting up again. We'll do another video at lunchtime. Thanks for joining. Hang on.